This is what we're going to be building in this project, and this is a clock. Okay, let me quickly resize this. All right, and here I had prepared an HTML file and a CSS, and we have an image here, and you're going to see that. Also have an empty JavaScript file. So we'll quickly start by styling this project. And for that style, I'll first call the body here, and I'm going to say on this body, say text align center. And down here, I'm going to say background. And this background is going to be 2C3 E59. Okay. And down there, I'm going to also say background. I would like to style it and to give it a gradient. And I'll say WebKit gradient right here. WebKit linear gradient. And here is going to be to right. Oh, sorry, to right. And I'll put a comma to give that a color. And it's going to be let me say 34.9 8 dB, and that's a blue color we're having there. And next, I'm just going to put another comma and add another color, and this is going to be H2C. It's going to be this one, I think. And here, maybe we should put a 50 so that it gets some light. All right. And I'm just going to copy the same down here so that it's available in all the browsers. Put linear gradient, and I'll put the same code. Ctrl C. I'll give you the same styling like that. Okay, and we'll give this a mean height of 100 view height. And down here, we're going to say display. I'll display flex, justify content, center, and align items also center, so that whatever we put in our body, it be in the center, like in the center vertically and horizontally. Okay, and here we are done with that styling, and let me quickly show you how it looks like. And up until this point, this is what we get, and we continue our styling. And I'll style my main class, and that main class is right here. It's like a wrapper around, and there I'm going to say I'm going to give a background, and that's going to be here. I just have to put curly bracket. Okay, I'll say background, and I'll put a URL, and my URL is going to be this clock.png. And down here, I'll continue and say background size. I would like that to contain inside the div. Okay. And next, I'll just say height. I'll give it a certain height of 20 rem and a width of also 20 rem. Okay, so if I refresh that, we get something nice here, right? That will get up until this point, and I'll say border radius that is going to be 50%, so that the whole div is like a circle, all the borders around it. All right, and now we are going to say we would like to give this a border, and it's going to be a 1 pixel solid wide. Okay, and I refresh here, and you see a little border there, And that looks nice, right? Okay, I'll say position, or yeah, position of relative, because there's something inside that div that I would like to be absolute. All right, and I'm going to style this div of clock, having a class of clock, and it's this one. And for that, I'll quickly give it a width, and I would like it to have a width of 100%. So that means 100% of the div given to each parent. Okay, and I'll give it a height. Same here, 100%. I would like it to scale on the whole available width and height. I'll give a position of relative. And down here, I'm just going to add a transform, and that will be rotate. We would like all the elements that are going to be inside that div to rotate by 90 degrees. And down here, I'll continue by styling the pins. If you really see here on this HTML, each class here, each div here has a class of pin. So that means we would like to style all those elements having that class of pin. We would like to give them a same styling. And what we're going to do here, we'll say background color. Okay, I don't know why I'm putting this square bracket there. I'm going to say background. The background is going to be a black. Background color, that's going to be a black. Now next, I would like to say I'll give you a position. I'll give a position of absolute. A position of absolute. I'll say top. That will be 50%. So it's going to be styled. Let me quickly refresh here so that you see what I'm talking about here. And currently we don't see anything because I need to give that a height and a width. So I'll say height going to be 3% of the total height, and the width is going to be 45% of the whole width, so that we get all those pins. All those clock hands like 50% instead of 100%. So they'll start from the middle to one side instead of covering the whole width. Okay, so I give that a try, and you see right here we are getting right here, and that's really not what we want, but that's not a problem at this point. We'll continue styling this pin, and now we're going to add here, say lefts 7%. Okay, so that we get it right there where it's supposed to be. Well, actually, I'll say I had made a mistake. I'm supposed to say 49 so that it goes a bit to the right. Okay, there, that's where we want it. And if we didn't put this rotate, let this transform, this is what we could get. Okay, all the hands start at 9. Instead, we want them to start at noon, right? That way, we have transformed it to 90 degrees so that the beginning is noon, like that. And now what we're going to do next, we'll style each hand separately, and here I'll say height. I'll say height, and this height is going to be 1% of the whole height. And for the minute hand, it's min. Here we're going to say height. The height is going to be 2%, so that those three hands are different according to their height, so that you really see which one is the hand of seconds, which one is the hand of minutes, and so on. All right, after that, okay, let me quickly refresh. We see, okay, we are getting the desired result. So after that, we can quickly go to our JavaScript we can quickly go to our JavaScript file and start now the JavaScript part. And here I'm going to say const. I'd like to get the seconds hand, right? And for that, I'll quickly use the document the query selector, and here I'm going to access that class of minutes, okay, like that, of seconds, sorry, and here I'll say const minutes hand, and that is going to be document dot query selector, and here we're going to access another class of minutes, and down here I'll say const hour hand, and that's going to be also document the query selector, and that's going to be hour, like this dot hour. And those classes, we are getting them from here. They are all those three classes. So we are doing the document query selector so that we get access to them, so that we can manipulate them the way we want. And down here I'm going to put a new function, and that will be function, maybe I'll say set clock, and you can name it however you want, and I'll use the arrow function. And first I'm going to get the date. I'll say const now, like the time now, and that will be new date, and that's how you get it. And now I would like to get the second, I would like to get the minute, and I would like to get the hours. And here I'm going to say const seconds, and that's going to be now dot get seconds, and it's here, and you have to add the brackets. I'll say const minutes, that is going to be now dot get minutes for minute. And down here I'm going to say const hours is going to be now dot get hours. Okay, and now we are guaranteed that we have got the minute, the seconds, and the hour. And one thing, we would like to run this function after each second, and for that I'll set an interval, and that is expecting a function, so I'll point at the function I defined up there, and that will be executed after 1000 milliseconds. And like here, let me quickly see if that works, and I'll try to console log, and I'll say maybe, yeah, it works. I'll say here it works. Okay, so if I come here and I open my console, wait for it. Okay, we have our console right here. So if I refresh, you'll be seeing it works, it's counting. So that means after 1 second, this function is being re-executed. So there we are guaranteed that our function works. Okay, and here we're going to do something now useful. So now, if you see very well, for the second hand to turn around this whole circle, it has to do that in 60 seconds. So that means we have to get, like, after 1 second, how many degrees that hand will rotate. So now here we're going to do a little bit of mathematics, and I'll say const, maybe I'll call it second degrees, okay, and that will be equal to, we would like to access these seconds here, and I'll say seconds, we divide that by 60, because for it to turn to turn around the whole circle, it has to do that in 60 seconds. So the value we're going to get there, we multiply it by 360 degrees. Right here, we multiply by 360 degrees. We multiply by 360 like this. That means if we have 60 seconds here, we're going to have 1 times 360 that will be here, because 360 equals to 0 and our hand will be here. And we are going, let me quickly do this for the minutes also, and I'll say here minutes degrees. That would be minutes degrees, and here we're not accessing seconds, instead we're accessing minutes like that. Okay, now for the hours, it's a bit different. Remember, for that hand of ours to turn around this whole circle, to rotate, it has to be after 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? Like here we have 0, 1, 2, 3. So after 12, it will be right here. So for this, we are not dividing by 60, but we are dividing by 12. And here we are accessing not the minutes, but the hours. We are accessing the hours like that. Okay. So now let's do something useful, and we would like to get this hand and apply these conditions to it. And here we have hours. And that's why up here we wanted to get access to them by using their classes. And down here I'm just going to do, I'll say seconds hand dot, and here I'm going to apply some styling, so I'll say dot style dot, oh, what is this? Here I'll say dot style dot transform, and this is going to be equal. Normally we rotate it, right? We rotate it by some degrees, and let me quickly say, like, want to rotate it by 30 degrees, and this is supposed to be inside of these quotation marks like that. If I refresh, you'll see it. Okay, now this is rotating right here, and that's not what we want. And by default in CSS, the rotation on a particular element happens in the middle of that element. And I'll quickly change that, and I'll say here transform origin. Instead of 50%, I'll put here 100%. Okay, so that it happens at the beginning. So as you can see there, it has changed, right? But now in our case, we don't want it to always rotate at 30 degrees, but instead would like it to rotate at the second degrees, okay, at the degrees we get at each second. And I'll quickly change this and use some ES6 features, and here I'm going to set these degrees inside there should be second degrees. Okay, and let me quickly see if that works. All right guys, we see something working there, right? Now it's going. Next, what I'm going to do is to do the same styling but for the other hands, like for the minutes hands and for the hours hands. And here I'm going to access the minutes hand is minutes. It's minutes like this, minute hand. I'll apply some styling, and it's going to be the transform. It's going to be the transform, and that will be equal to rotate. We apply the backticks, so rotate, and I'll put some value here. I'll use the ES6, and there I'm going to put the minutes. I'm going to put the minutes degrees like this, and here I'm going just to say degree. Okay, refresh. Okay, it's there, it's working. Okay, let's wait until it reaches 12 so that we see if that's working. And in the meantime, I'll be adding the hours. Okay, I've added right here the hours hand to operate for the hours. So let's first wait for to see if this hand of minutes will go to 51. So wait for it a minute. Okay, let me refresh so that we'll go a bit quick with that. Okay, the hours is working, the hours hand is working, right? And wait for it. When it reaches 12, we expect this to move, and we see, okay, that working just fine, guys. Okay, and for the hours it's going to be the same, but we can't wait for hours here to see the change. And so guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you got something helpful from this video, and don't forget to share and like the video, also to subscribe to this channel for the continuation.